Hello, Smite fans. Welcome to your second set of the night. This one between Trident eSports and Avant Garde. I'm Husey. Joining me, foreigner from across the pond, Alpha Jackal.
Well, more than a pond, let's be honest.
Yeah, a couple of ponds. So
Yeah.
we've got Trident versus Avant Garde. First time these teams are meeting in the OPL. And this game was supposed to be broadcast yesterday, but due to some technical difficulties, we're unable to do that. Able to bring it to you tonight, very specially. So strap yourselves in. This is sure to be a good series. Both of these teams. It's a bottom of the table clash, actually, as Avant Garde and Trident were both taken out 0-2 in the first week in their respective matchups. Alpha Jackal, you're a bit new to the scene, but from outside looking in, who do you see as the stronger team?
I'm gonna have to put a slight edge onto Avant-Garde, but I do feel like this could go either way. Given they both came out of the qualifiers, they both had that sort of first win week coming out for Avant, and then second week, first place coming out for Trident. They were previously known as Ghazali Jafar. This is the first game under their new sponsors, so a bit of nerves coming in for them, a bit of a pressure coming in for them as well.
Alrighty, so we're going to go straight ahead and get into picks and bans here, folks, for your second set of the night, final set of the week of number 2 of the SMITE Oceania Pro League. And our first ban coming out from Trident is going to be Odin.
He's constantly been banned over these past couple of weeks. He's really risen up the rankings as one of the top picks. That page on the 60-second cooldown is just monstrous.
Next ban, Avant-Garde's first of the game, is going to be Guan Yu, taking that away from El Curo in the solo lane. So that's something to touch on just briefly. Desecrator, who played in week 1 for the team, has departed. El Curo's slotting in the solo lane. Destinate in the support position, and the Beast is moving to the mid lane, as Lloyd in space has also departed the team. So Trident, some roster changes. We'll see how the new roster can adapt. Raven and Kepri, our next two bans.
Yeah, Raven didn't really have a showing in the last set, but he's certainly one of the top solo laners out there right now, can really bully the lane and start to develop an advantage. Kepri, you don't want to be going through to the picking phase, as he is just one of the top supports. Revive really changes how the game's played.
So yeah, Kepri Revive, a really strong component of his kit. We saw that in yesterday's game between Tainted Minds and Xin. Weave coming in as a substitute for Tainted Minds, able to get some nice revives off, keep his team alive. It also gives you a lot of lane pressure, so Avant-Garde not wanting the duo lane of Trident to have that. And the duo lane is, I feel, really the strength of Trident. It's basically the most... It's basically the place where they've had the most stability, and Lane, a pro with lots of experience. Athena now going to be the first pick here for Trident.
Certainly one of the strongest spots. Had a good showing in the second game. Certainly, and was an absolute menace. Didn't have the best showing in the first game of the last set when it was placed on the side of Direwolves. You can see the sort of pressure and the amount of playstyle that is needed to play Athena correctly.
Janice and Chiron are going to be our next two picks here. These ones for Avant-Garde. So Janice, a really strong mid laner. That's going to be going the way of the Captain Mouse. Now, he's really noted for his rotations rather than kind of his mechanical skill. Just he knows when to be in the right place at the right time. Giving him that mobility is a really big plus for the side of Avant-Garde. Chiron as well picked up for Rob Diggity.
Yeah, Chiron, considered one of the strongest hunters out there, if not the strongest hunter, has great sustain on his kit, even before you get lifesteal on. And, well, Hombat and Agni are going to get locked in here for Trident eSports. So the mid lane has already been decided, and that Hombat's jungle really providing some pressure.
Yeah, so Honbat's Ultimate Abyss, one of his favorite gods. He played it, I think, in almost every single one of his qualifier games, except for maybe one or two where he played Thor. But Honbat's definitely one of his bigger pickups. Agni now going to be going the way of the Beast in the mid lane. He's new to the role, so maybe he's trying to play one of the kind of less mechanically demanding mid laners to ease himself into the role. Geb picked up here for the side of Avant-Garde.
When Athena and Kepri are off the table, the next best support on is Geb, and that's going to be picked up just before the banning phase comes into effect. Avant-Garde are obviously going to get that first ban, and it's going to be the Neath really targeting out the Hunter.
So trying to reduce Just Lane's god pool, as I mentioned, with the Kepri ban in the first stage, and now banning out some of the Hunters here. Avant-Garde looking to put pressure on the Trident duo lane. As I said, that's where the experience and the leadership comes from Trident. Next ban we're going to see is Bologna here for Trident eSports, taking that one away not only from El Chuckles in the solo lane, but Liquid Renegade in the jungle. It's one of his favorite picks.
And that's one of the really strengths of picking Bologna, is you can have it as a flex pick, put her into the jungle, into the solo lane. I've seen a couple of people play in mid as Anher gets banned away, so yet another Hunter banned away by Avant-Garde, really forcing Trident eSports to dig deep into their god pool.
Well, Anhe is just Laney's favorite ADC. I think he's got over 3,000 games played with that card. So, again, just as he said, just forcing him to dig deeper and deeper into his well of picks. Amaterasu now banned away by Trident Esports, taking that one away from El Chuckles. And, Amaterasu, she's been kind of one of these picks that's still a bit of a mystery at the start here of Season 3. Team's not quite sure where she fits into the pick and ban stage.
She's very good at space control with her ultimate and with that heavenly reflection, as well as being a great team fight presence with those auras on her first ability, as Thor gets picked up here for Avant Garde as their first pick. That's going straight into the jungle.
That's going to Liquid Renegade. I think he's only played Thor in the Pro League, so very interesting to see him stick with that consistently, despite the fact that they lost in the first week with that in the jungle, not necessarily saying that was the reason for the loss, but still sticking to his guns here, not really looking to be too flexible. Thor can provide a lot throughout the early to mid game, whereas late game tends to be more set up. Now we can see Tyr and Apollo going to be the final picks here for Trident.
The Tyr pick does make a lot of sense to me. Very strong solo laner. Can't really kill him. Very hard to gank, especially for a Thor. They can try and CC chain him, but the second that the CC stops, he's just going to heal up and just get out of there with his Lawbringer. The Apollo pick, forced to go deeper into the pool than he maybe like to have gone into. And again, I'm still surprised to not see the Huyi Sobek as the final pick, though.
It's a Sobek. That one's going to be for El Chuckles in the solo lane. Like some anti-heal to counter out a little bit of the heal coming out of Tyr, as well as that just can provide lane pressure and provides a lot towards team fights later in the game, provides a lot of setup, a lot of damage, a lot of frontline, just pretty much a lot of the stuff that you want out of the solo lane.
So, shall we hop into game then, Husey?
Yeah, that sounds good to me, Alpha Jackal. So here we are, game number 1 between Trident Esports and Avant Garde. Last game of the week. Last series of the week. First game of this best of 3 series. So let's run through the players. On the left side of your spectator UI, under the blue health bars, we have got Trident Esports. El Kiro is in the solo lane as Tyr. Ultimate Abyss in the jungle as Hunbutz. The Beast is in the mid lane as Agni. Destinate and Just Laney reuniting almost a year later from the last time they played together competitively as Athena and Apollo.
And your Chaos side team, this game is going to be Avant Garde. El Chuckles in the solo lane with the Sobek. Liquid Renegade in the jungle with the Pal Bushid Thor. Mouse with already top damage. Janus mid lane. And it was Tomahawk and Rob Diggity in the duo lane with Geb and Chiron.
Alrighty, so we can see some early wards from both of these teams. Avant Garde and Trident both placing a ward on top of each other. The solo side of things, perhaps El Chuckles and Liquid Renegade looking to not invade here early, but looking to contest the right-hand side mid-camps. Ultimate Abyss noted for his preference for starting those up.
I do have to give the advantage on this right-hand side to the Sobek and Thor combination. Tyr doesn't necessarily have the greatest of level 1s, especially if he gets his power cleave. Doesn't really have the displacement from his Fearless available to him. Hunbutz will need a crit to really have the fight sway in his favor, but Thor with his passive, giving him 20 extra physical power if they do contest, would really swing the fight there.
Yeah, they're not even going to start those right-hand side mid camps, just spotting out if Trident was going to go for them. And Trident was doing their back camps and then looking for their blue buff here. So that could be one of the early fights we see break out between both of these teams. Look at Renegade. With a power pot early, we'll have a little bit of advantage over Ultimate Abyss here, especially as it does look like he's picked up his Berserker Barrage first.
And Agni, hey, he has got his dash as his first skill, which allows him to clear the wave straight away at level 1. Has to make sure that he doesn't use it aggressively or in range where Thor can really start to punish it. There you go. Clear has been good, and Mouse taking a lot of damage from that heat wave.
Yeah, both pairs here just deciding to go their separate ways, split mid camps, getting some experience. But look at Renegade, a shade behind Ultimate Abyss here.
See, both teams going to get a mid harpy each. Yeah, Liquid Renegade is just slightly ahead. That's because he managed to get to the lane just that bit quicker. Just a bit behind Ultimate Abyss.
Duo side of things, we can see some pressure now from Laney and Destinate onto Rob Diggity and Tomahawk. Rob Diggity, thinking about 3/4 health, not going to be, too worried at this stage. His clear really comes online post level 5, but he's actually taken pretty low here by Laney and Destinate. Destinate lands a nice taunt, and Rob Diggity taken extremely low. A heal up there using his training exercise.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's low right now, but watch out, health bar just completely shoot up with the of health potions and his passive herbal medicine, giving him heal every single time he uses an ability. That's what really makes him one of the safest hunters in the duo lane.
Destiny now just running straight at Avant's duo lane, forcing them off the wave as Laney's going to clean this one up free here. Now it looks like the Liquid Renegade might be making a bit of an early rotation to the duo side of things. Instead, thinks better of it, not level 5 yet. Gonna go clear one more mid-wave, should be able to hit level 5. No, he's actually just barely hit level 4. So he won't be able to hit 5 off this one and look for a gank.
Yeah, Mouse is going to be one creep off at level 5. Meanwhile, on the other side, Beast and Ultimate Abyss, they did a small rotation, so they may hit level 5 just off of this mid-wave alone. No, the Beast is in the exact same situation as Mouse.
Let's take a look at our solo side of things now. So El Kuro making his return to competitive Smite play. Pretty unheard of after, playing on the Chiefs roster last year, who, let's be frank, fell apart during the PAX qualifiers, but been picked up here by Trident eSports to fill the hole left in the roster with the departure of Lloyd in Space. Doing relatively well here against El Chuckles.
Well, this sort of matchup, you don't really see any kills going down unless there's a major bit of mispositioning coming out from one of the players. Tyr has very good sustain with his defensive stance power cleave, and the Sobek doesn't really have that much in the way of sustained damage. There'll be damage over time, which Tyr will just heal up.
Alrighty, let's take a look back now towards our mid lane. Liquid Renegade has hit level 5 along with Mouse. Ultimate Abyss, the Beast, also at level 5 at this stage. And yeah, so what do you see coming out of these ones?
I see that Agni is going to be a lot safer now that he has access to his meteors, allowing him to clear wave for 0 mana at a safe distance. And it's going to be very difficult for Thor to really get an opportunity to get a gank, especially considering Mouse can't really poke him without sacrificing his wave clear. Ultimate Abyss, on the other side, should be able to get a very easy gank if Mouse steps up, just even a slight bit.
Alrighty, so folks, unfortunately, technical difficulty seems to be the tail of this game. We're going to have to take a short break here, try and get back to ASAP. Alrighty, guys, we seem to have resolved our technical difficulties for now. We'll try and bring you to this set as smoothly as possible. So, looking towards now, all of our... Nope, we've got technical difficulties again, folks. Sorry about that. I have to take another very short pause this time, and we'll get back to you ASAP.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about those technical issues. We are back with Trident eSports versus Avant Garde. I'm Alpha Jackal, and I'm joined now by Timmy. Well, you've been thrown into the frying pan. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. My name is actually Hughesy. I've just been assimilated by Timmy's chest hair. We are Legion, but now going back into Trident eSports versus Avant Garde, like you said, First Blood has not happened just yet.
And it will be a short time before it happens. I do expect, though, that Thor and Hombats will be involved in it. That's because of their huge jungle presence coming out from those ganks that could potentially happen.
It will be a little bit hard for Ultimate Abyss to try and get a confirmed good Finn or Evil out, seeing as how as Avant Garde has 3 purifications as well as a shell. It's going to be a little bit difficult to make sure you get that secured crowd control.
Well, it's going to be a bit easier on Mouse, considering he has no movement speed available to him, going straight for that Doom Orb, that greedy extra power available to him, though.
Yeah, we talked about before, Giannis with Doom Orb is probably the safest mid laner to get Doom Orb on, just simply because you have so many opportunities for an escape.
Well, looking at the solo lane matchup right now, Kira versus El Chuckles, they're just slapping each other, looking up their player damage so they can say after the match that they actually did something.
Oh, a little bit of shots fired there. Like you said, solo lane bit of a slap fight. El Chaco's going to be using the lurking waters.
But in the mid lane, Mouse is going to get ganked here, forcing his purification beads. Going to get through the portal in the wall, though. Coming down is Liquid Renegade, finding 3-man Anvil of Dawn. And, well, the shell was popped beautifully, so no kill's going to happen.
No, you say that, but Desecrate has been picked up by Tomahawk, and now I'm going to be looking towards Mouse. Ultimate Abyss is going to have his eye on him as well, seeing as how his purification is down. Fear No Evil's still up, but Trident not in a great spot to really go for it.
I'm surprised that Tomahawk Shockwave actually did that much damage up on the tail end of it. Mouse found a beautiful amount of damage with his Unstable Vortex, but Destinate, the shell must have fallen down at the very last second before that Shockwave hit.
I'd say definitely would have. Not to mention that Tomahawk has gone into the shoes of focus, giving him 30 magical power. Shockwave, like you said, him on tail end, it does do about 50% less damage at the very, very tip of it. So it was very much... If it wasn't going to kill him, he would have left him on about 2 health.
We're clearing out the mid lane. Tomahawk, Mouse, and Liquid Renegade, they're going to be grouped up for a bit. And you expect to see this grouping from the jungle, support, and mid. Those are sort of like the core roamers for this early mid game. And they really look to try and put pressure off onto the solo and to the duo lane.
Trident's going to have to put up a lot more wards, especially around the Go Fury and Fire Giant area. Maybe even the mid camps, just to make sure that they see Liquid Renegade going up into the air when he does do that.
Oh, it's a good double toll from Destiny in the mid lane. Finway coming down as well. Look at Liquid Renegade. Can they find him in the Beast? That does indeed. Mouse finds a return kill to Ultimate Abyss, though. And Destinate and the Beast have to go away. Spirit God finds him! Mouse with the kill from downtown. Double kill.
Snipe! He managed to pick him up with that through space and time. Alkiro now on the right-hand side of mid camps, spotting out El Chuckles teleporting in. He was looking to try and get something a little bit extra, but just kind of standing around.
No, instead he's going to go straight to his blue buff. And that teleport just puts him as close as possible to it, so less distance traveled, better farming efficiency.
Yeah, and he also knows that Alkiro is there, so he knows that he may have gone over to try and contest that. But he does have like a Renegade around the area just to make sure that he did indeed get that up.
So given that Mouse now has 43 stacks on this Doom Orb, do you feel like Ultimate Abyss should really start to try and focus him down and try and get these stacks reset?
I'm wondering if Ultimate Abyss has the amount of health necessary to really survive a barrage from Mouse. 49 stacks, he's 1 stack off of maximum. And now we see Liquid Renegade hanging out in the Gold Fury area. He's just kind of looking around on the map, trying to see an opportunity.
Well, Tomahawk did just back, so they don't have the support available to them to help with that gank. 6 seconds left on Cataclysm. Where is he going for? He's going to look for an invade on this red buff, and he does find it. Is there going to be a rotation at all from Trident? There's going to be one from Ultimate Abyss and the Beast. Can they get there in time?
Hey! Monkey got it.
Yeah, they do.
Throw out a little monkey. Wait, did he get it? Because the Beast is just kind of walking around. Yes, he does pick that up. Mouse getting taunted out. The Stone Shield is going to allow him to survive quite well. Thor dunk down onto Desecrate.
And going to come down with the Yellow Evil. Liquid Renegade has overstayed his welcome in the enemy jungle. Solo, just when you're trying to find it with the So Beautiful, does indeed pick up the kill. Shell's been activated, trying to get out through space and time. Not going to find anybody this time, Mouse.
Yeah, Mouse not going to be able to get that hot snipe with a through space and time. Looks like Avant Garde is just moving back towards their lanes, trying to push up as far as they can. Mouse hanging out with the duo squad.
I do question Destinate's build right now. You see, he's gone into the shoots of the focus banners, then going straight into a Winged Blade. Now, overall, Winged Blade is going to give you 300 health, as well as 20% crowd control reduction, 10% attack speed, and 10% movement speed. You really only need Boots 1 to make sure that you're able to keep up by having a total of 16% movement speed versus the 18 on Boots. So I feel like getting these Boots just a bit of a misfire gold.
Yeah, normally if you are going to go for that Windblade Rush, you only get tier 1 boots. Like you said, you're about 2% movement speed off the mark. It is not going to give him a lot of power with the passive of it, seeing as how a lot of the slowest is on the right-hand side of the map. Portal going down onto Ultimate Abyss, and 2/3 of his health is just gone in a single unstable vortex.
But Trident eSports, they did manage to sneak a very cheeky Gold Fury in the midst of all that discussion at the 9-minute mark, so that would give them a very respectable 240 gold per player.
Yeah, it will. If we take a quick look at our graphs, you can see that the gold and XP are pretty much neck and neck. It was in advantage of Avant Garde, but like you said, that's a little Gold Fury game picked up there. It's going to allow Trident to just move back into in a good driver's seat.
Well, Bulk of Hope finish for the tier. He's level 30, so we've got a second relic. That's going to be the Blake. Left-hand side, mid-harpy is going to go the way of Avant Garde. No contest coming out from Trident eSports. The mid-harpies, they're starting to fall off in terms of economic value, I'd say.
At the moment, I would say yes, seeing as how both the red buff and blue buff are up for Avant Garde. If Trident were looking fairly confident they could try and go for an invade. But mid-camp harpies can definitely have a big swing.
Oh, just Laney versus Rob Diggity in this ADC match up. Apollo versus Chiron in a match which you do expect Chiron to do very well in. He's a very dominant lane hunter, is that Chiron. I do feel like this Apollo build's really going to help just Laney deal with the pressure.
Well, the amount of heal coming out from both the Devour's Gauntlet and the Death's Toll is just going to be so strong for Apollo, and really all he has to do is just not fight, and he wins.
In the mid lane. Mouse is going to activate the street space in time to try and get the kill onto Rob Diggity. Coming down as Luke Renegade. They look to try and pick up Destinate. Blocking onto Ultimate Abyss is our Chuckles underneath the tower. The tail whip is good. Liquid Renegade picks up Ultimate Abyss with a basic attack. The stun is not going to be there from the Beast. Taunt's going to be there from Destinate, but no follow-up. Apollo coming dunking in. Look, just Lane looking for the damage with lightning straight into lurking in the waters, taking half his health.
Half his health is going to be pretty big for him, although the Devour's Gauntlet is going to allow him to heal up fairly well if he goes ahead and goes towards a minion wave, or even a red buff for the Beast to pick up.
So the Beast, he has finished his Doom Orb. He's only just finished it, so doesn't have it stacked. 3 stacks versus the 50 onto Mouse, and, well, I know who I'd pick to come out on top of the fight.
Oh, most definitely. Mouse at the moment. We saw earlier before he hit Ultimate Abyss for just about all of his health in a single combo. He's swinging like a truck at level 13.
Oh, Beast showing the Duke shoes there, showing that he knows exactly how the Unstable Vortex goes, standing right in the middle of the Balls of Doom, as I like to call them.
That's kind of like the leap of faith, you know, or you stand in front of a falling wall with a window in it. Just stand there, make sure you go through it. The Beast, though, gonna be taken out very low, not gonna be taken up, beats the portal so he doesn't fall down. That's Rob Diggity says no to that, dives right in underneath the tower.
Oh, he's gonna get taunted in after the shield was activated, so Rob Diggity has to look and stare at Athena for all the time, and it's gonna fall down to basically most of the tower damage there. That's going to go uncredited to the Athena.
My condolences out towards the Beast there. He played that so well. He did walk into the portal, like I mentioned, beats it. He seemed pretty comfortable as if he was alive. And then along comes a Blade Centaur, just charging in, firing arrows at him.
Yeah, but I have to give credit to Liquid Renegade for that wall placement. Made sure that Agni couldn't dash towards the safety of his tower. If he wanted to avoid the damage from the Berserk's Barrage, the only way you could dash it is straight into the arms of Mouse, who has so much damage online.
And that's really what we want to see from a Thor player, you know, especially late game when the positioning of both the teams is so important. You just try and split people up, make them go into bad positions, and you just collapse on them. You pick them off, you win team fights.
It's not about just hitting your ultimate, it's about hitting the ultimate in the right positioning to make sure you can get the best walls possible for your team. Okira taking an Unstable Vortex for his rotation over to these right side mid harpies. And Destinate, he has found multiple man taunts, but there's just not been that much follow-up from them.
No, there hasn't been a huge amount of power spikes coming out from either the Beast or Ultimate Abyss. We will see, however, later on in the game when Just Laney starts to really hitting like a truck. Devour's Gauntlet's fully stacked already. He's going to be doing a lot of damage with Athena.
So, Tomahawk already has his Heart of the Urchin ready to go and be stacked up. Needs to find 10 kills or assists to have that fully stacked up to give it 65 of each protection, 250 health and 250 mana, making it a very cost-efficient item. Athena actually not going to elect to go into that at all. She's instead gone into the Cloak of Concentration, which could go into one or two items. It could go into the Spirit Robe, or it can go into the Mantle of Discord.
The Mantle of Discord, I don't think it will be that. It's very expensive, high-cost item. I feel like it will go into that Spirit Robe, a bit more cooldown reduction, as well as the fact there is a lot of hard CC, mainly coming out from Tomahawk with those wide knockups. You're going to get hit by that and end up mitigating quite a bit of damage out of it.
I do like the fact that both junglers have gone into 20% CDR already. Also, it's going the more aggressive route in terms of the Young's Wrath. Meanwhile, Liquid Renegade, he's happy with the amount of damage he's putting out right now and the amount of setup he's got for his team. Those Thor walls and realizing that Mouse is really the one doing the damage. So he's going to set up Breastplates of Valor, allowing him to give himself more survivability. We're going to get taunted out by Athena, but there's going to be nothing there thanks to the shield from Tomahawk.
Yeah, the Geb shield, the cleanse from it is so strong, especially now in Season 3 where Purification has a much longer cooldown, as well as a Chiron using the training exercise for the cleanse, although we don't end up seeing that very often, end up usually seeing it for the damage only.
Yeah, most people really don't look. Most people only really look at the surface of the kits and really look to try and combo efficiently from there. But once you really get to look at the kits in very great detail, see just how effective some characters can really be. Detonate going straight in, looking for the taunt. Not going to be able to find anybody though.
Yeah, a lot of shots fired from both teams onto single players. Not a huge amount of area damage focus onto multiple people. Do see, however, El Chuckles lurking right behind a lot of the members of Trident, but he's pretty much alone.
He's getting out-rotated by this tier. It's a lot is El Chuckles. It's not really the best situation, especially considering that you're a Survey. You want to be in the fights as often as possible. He is past that level 12 mark, so he does have full clear available to him. He's going to get Fearless, but it's not going to take that much damage. What do you feel like he has to do to really start putting this lane in his favor again?
Really, he just needs to get more levels, more items. I was, however, going to say that I feel that Alkiro may be rotating a little bit too much, but Rob Diggity.
Rob Diggity finds Destinate through space and time and raise most of his HP. Going straight in is just Laney. Looking for the damage. Liquid Renegade on the backside. He's going to create the space. The Thor wall is good, but there's that gap there. It's a toll road now, and you have to take a bit of your HP to go through.
Oh, the Beast definitely taking quite a bit of his HP gain. Chased down and back by Liquid Renegade. He is going to stun out Liquid Renegade, however, but the Sentry is not going to be enough for him at the start. Both Sentries used by both players. And now El Kiro in between three people of Avant Garde.
Beautiful pluck there by El Chuckles just to force Ultimate Abyss away and let only just Laney be the one chasing. El Kiro is on the rotation. He's looking for the slow health Thor, who did manage to actually juke out just Laney. Now he's by himself. He needs to try and get out of the situation if possible. He's got reinforcements arriving with that Defender of Olympus, but he's so slow he can't get into position.
He's so slow, but like a tank, he is absolutely unkillable. Bulwark of Hope and Breastplate of Valor pretty much allows him to get out of all of that with all of his health, even now.
I mean, Bulwark of Hope was recently changed, so the shield only lasts for the first 20 seconds after it's procced. But it's still just such a very cost-efficient item in terms of the amount of bait potential you can get off it.
It really does, and when you think, oh, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna fall to this combo, it gets procced and it saves your life.
And not to mention the fact that you can be 50% HP, and the enemy jungler is probably thinking, right, he's pretty much dead. We can go ahead and gank him, we can kill him. Oh, he's still at 50% HP.
Ah, great.
And that's the sort of thing which Bulwark of Hope really does, which no other item really offers.
No, it really does. It really does allow for a lot of opportunities. Although, like a Renegade looking for opportunities, going up in the air, he's going to be looking for just Laney, and Desecrate lands down onto the Athena and turns attention to the Apollo.
Well, you just noticed that the Apollo is already dead, so the three-man rotation going on to him. Rob Diggity going to get credited for the kill onto his Hunter counterpart. That's going to put the Chiron at 3-1 and get him ahead in this matchup. He was behind just a tiny bit on this Apollo. Now it's all clarity for the Avant Garde Hunters. They start up the Gold Fury.
Here comes, though, El Chuckles to try and cut off the path of Ultimate Abyss, try and keep them out. Fear No Evil is off of cooldown, lurking the walls, however, is going to be able to secure that Gold Fury.
And there we go, so Fear No Evil coming down as well, but the Game Shield was beautiful onto Liquid Renegade, really saving his life there. Ultimate Abyss trying to get out, he's got no mana, so he's got no way of really just having his movement abilities up. He's looking for Liquid Renegade, but he's giving him the slip.
Hero going very deep there, uses the Lawbringer, but not really to any avail, doesn't get any kills out of that. That was a very clean Gold Fury.
Not just that, he also managed to bait out quite a few ultimates after the fight. Ever so present in team fights, Fear No Evil, as well as the Lawbringer for repositioning. Those two are going to be gone, so expect Avant Garde to have a look for a potential pick on one of those two in the near future.
Take a quick look at our graphs. We can see that Avant-Garde are ahead at the moment with 2,500 XP as well as 2,000
Oh, the Beast had his
gold.
dash interrupted in the mid lane. He's going to get double tapped and spin to win. It's going to do a lot of damage with a turnaround. The Beast fights the kill onto Liquid Renegade instead.
The Ultimate Abyss is going a little bit ape there in the mid lane through space and time. Does not manage to land, not even close. And they're going to go ahead push down this tier 1 tower.
Mouse had 2 targets to aim for. They had the Agony and the Hombats, both of which were critically low health and would have fallen down to the full through space and time. But only trying to aim for both Ultimate Abyss and Zafina Weevil. Rob Diggity, you are dead, good sir.
Yeah, good sir. And we also see Just Lane on the left-hand side, split pushing furiously like an Apollo does. And all the meanwhile, Alkiro is keeping Al Chuckle underneath his own tower. Everyone very much in a spot where they cannot rotate.
Agony there used all 3 of his meteors onto the gap, and they just tickled him. Agony is 2 levels ahead of the enemy support. His meteors are just not doing so much as Just Laney falls down to the Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, he got pretty heavily crowd-controlled Shane underneath the tower. He wanted to make sure that he got the tower out of anything else, really. Just stuck around until it was gone. Tried to use the ultimate. It is not on cooldown, however. It doesn't go on cooldown until you actually ascend into the air, so nothing really gained, nothing really lost other than his life.
Yeah, but that life could be farm potential, which could allow him to get the next item online, which in turn could allow him to win the next team fight. So, Just Lady, maybe you shouldn't have traded out for the tier 2 just there. His team didn't really need it, and they could have gone back to get it at any point. Don't forget, if the tower's underneath 200 health, it is essentially a dead tower, because you could just go in there and take it with a couple of basics.
Yeah, especially later on during the game when you have so much power in your kits. You just walk up to it, breathe, it gets out of the way.
I do like the build coming out from Giannis right now. He's got lots of power, especially coupled with that Obsidian Shard giving him massive amounts of penetration. This probably is going to go into a Book of Thoth, this Soul Trap. Going to have basically infinite mana as well.
I want to say Soul Reaver just to spike you again.
Oh. Soul Reaver's... Actually, Soul Reaver would be a good item in this situation, I'd say. Because he's got a lot of power already behind it. So he doesn't really need that. Liquid Renegade, the Age is going to save his life. Meanwhile, over on the left-hand side, Detonate is going to ult onto Just Lane, who's in a bit of trouble in his own jungle.
Yes, you see Avant-Garde fairly well grouped up. We're going to be pushing this tier 1 tower on the left-hand side. Fino Evo going out, not going to land on anyone, but Rob Diggity gets landed on by Just Laney. Rob Diggity turning around, though, with a double kill.
He's going to find the triple, though. Last shot's not going to be able to connect. Alkiro finds Rob Diggity in the backline. El Chuckles with the plug kills Just Laney. Ultimately missed the lone survivor under this tower. Alkiro's trying to join him in the noble defense of the Dark Arts, but...
Here comes Liquid, though. Liquid's coming in. He's got the ultimate. He's going to be going up in the air. This could spell the end of the boys in blue. Ultimate Abyss incredibly low. Gets landed on. Tomahawk gets that kill.
I suppose Liquid Renegade really should have been looking to stun Alkiro. Tomahawk already knew that he got the confirmed kill onto Ultimate Abyss, and this tier 1 is going to fall. The tier 2 is going to be next. They don't have the Hunter available to them for that extra damage, so I don't know if they can actually take this.
Oh, Fall hurts. He's got Yun's Wrath as well as a heavy mace, so he's also got that penetration. Tower is going to fall ahead, and Alkiro just can't get away from the Sobek.
And there we go, the Lawbringer over the top just to get him out of that tough situation. Gold Fury is down. It is going to be down for the next 36 seconds. So I expect the next contest and the next team fight to be going on around there.
Yeah, I don't believe so. We see El Chuckles already backing to base. Tomahawk's going to follow him as well as Mouse. Everyone on the side of Avant-Garde is just going to reset, spend the extra gold that they've gotten. And we can see a Soul Reaver getting picked up by El Chuckles. Ooh.
That's a very interesting pickup. He's more going to be the frontline presence, but that Soul Reaver is going to make him incredibly dangerous to anybody who's caught underneath him by lurking in the waters. Because they're not going to take just the damage from lurking in the waters, they're going to take 15% of their health extra, which could allow him to one-shot the squishies.
I don't think he's gaining it for the lurking in the waters. He's gaining it for the charge prey. He hits someone, does that huge chunk of damage, and flicks it back to their team. Fairly low on health. Just says, eat up, boys.
Well, at the same point, if they have all three space of time and activated... Oh, Just Lady, he took a Soul Reaver proc from Mouse there. He's taking a lot of damage there. Just Lady gonna fall into El Chuckles, the second Soul Reaver proc. He's not having a good day.
Liquid's up in the air. He's gonna be looking for the Beast. Dunks down on top of him, but the Sanctuary is gonna keep him safe. Raining fire down. Teleports quite awkwardly, but he does get him with a spin to win. And now we see the rest of the teams just kind of splitting up, looking for the attention on towards El Chuckles. Oh, Chuckles Alkiro.
Alkiro is going to be the one who's probably going to fall here. Lawbringer further into his own jungle. Right now, he's just buying time for his team. Instead, he's going for a very cheeky red buff steal. No, just using that buff camp to heal up.
He will be using that to heal up Liquorangate, trying to keep him out of the Gold Fury area. Although he is going to come back around. El Chuckles trying to zone that as well. The Gold Fury is getting lower and lower, down to 2,000 health. He is going to get picked up by Avant Garde.
Avant Garde going to get it. Today, getting a good toll, but there's no follow-up yet again. The Agni is still dead. Justlaney is still dead. He's only just respawned. And Elkiro's too low. Mouse finds Elkiro. Rob Diggity kills Destinate. And Trident eSports there. It's looking dire for them right now. If we take a look at the graphs. As Ultimate Abyss actually goes in. Plugged immediately. And there's no follow-up onto Mouse.
Oh my god, Justlaney just got absolutely annihilated there. Oh.
He was absolutely destroyed. It's like he just...
There? Then he was gone.
It's a magic trick.
He's Houdini.
Yeah.
We found Houdini.
Well, no, I think he's more of the pencil from the Joker scene in The Dark Knight as the Beast kills Rob Diggity, gets a bit of revenge.
Oh, God. Like you said, it is looking very grim for Trident at the moment. But you want to have a look at the graphs. Nearly 9,000 XP towards Avant Garde, as well as 5,500 gold. Looking very confirmed in the hands of Avant Garde.
Well, don't forget, this is the best of 3. Could look to come back into the second game of Trident eSports. It just matters how well they deal with this game. If they can actually come back from this game. It's not all out of the woods yet for Avant Garde. They still have a long way to go in this game.
Speaking of a long way to go, they are going to be in the solo lane, marching down towards the right-hand side tower. They'll be able to get this fairly easily. Mouse, even though he's not a physical god, not really focused for single targets, he does have that massive Doom Orb online, allowing him to do a lot of damage to those towers.
Oh, I know what Mouse is building next, and it's not going to be pretty if you are a fan of Trident eSports, as he's going into that big Rod of Tahuti, giving him 125 magical power and an extra bonus of 25%.
At the moment, he's got about 390 power, so that item is effectively going to give him somewhere around 200 power bonus.
He's going to be hitting for so much harder. And then he said, oh, there's one last item to build. He can build a defensive item at that point.
Spirit of Desolation?
Spirit of Desolation. Just really rub it in. You can fire it out with the stable vortex every second.
Oh, that would be disgusting. Although we do see a few more interesting items coming out during this game. We do see the Mantle of Discord coming out onto El Chuckles. He wants to really just try and get in the middle of everyone. And as soon as he gets bursted down, he turns around and stuns everyone.
Well, that does give him maximum CDR. El Chuckles getting out fearless into the tower, getting quite a bit of damage. If was going to come out as well, they're going to look for the support. But there you can see the Mantle of Discord got propped. Robert Diggity finds the Beast. And Liquid Renegade dunks down, kills Ultimate Abyss.
Ultimate Abyss gonna go ahead, fall down. El Chuckles looking for Justlaney, but it's really low. Looking in the waters to try and get out. Alkiro is looking for him. Diggity picks up a lot of people actually. Everyone. Deicide. That was quick.
That Deicide came out of nowhere. It just looked like there was going to be a couple picks. But then all of a sudden, an Avant Garde turned it around. A bit of a great play from Alkiro. The Phoenix is going to fall. El Chuckles, he's back, but there are wards that he can teleport to. They're going to go for the win here, and it looks like Avant Garde are going to take the first game in this best of 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, Avant Garde taking the first game there. Time is going to fall towards them. They take out the game. First game of this best of 3 series. We will have to see if Trident eSports can come back on that one. But my god, the Soul Reavers were real.
Just the second they got both their Soul Reavers, they both procced onto Justlaney. And he got absolutely obliterated into the jungle. And that wasn't the first time he got obliterated. He got obliterated again. It was just absolutely unreal. And hopefully they can have better fortune in their next game. Will they, though? We'll find out when we come return.